and welcome here to more TALKFCB, and welcome back to the channel, guys. The build-up ahead of Barca against PSG, it is well and truly underway, and there is so much coming up on both here, on this channel, and over on TALKFCB. Very, very excited for this matchup, and that's what I thought in today's video, with two great teams, as these are. There's no mistake in that, whether you're in favour of Paris Saint-Germain, whether you want Barca to win, doesn't matter. What you can say is, there's great players on both sides, and that is why, in today's video, we're going to be figuring out what the combined 11 would be, which players will make it, and who will not. It's all coming up, so let's get to it. Come on! And just before we kick off the combined 11, I just want to stress and I just want to clarify here, this is going to be a combined starting 11 there, comprised of both Paris Saint-Germain and Barca players, all of those who are currently at the two clubs. They're available for selection, and we are there going to be putting them in a realistic formation. And it is very, very important to note that I am selecting this lineup. I'm combining this team here, personally, as if I was a coach, and if I was playing in a Champions League final tomorrow, what team would I choose? If I had to pick a team there to go out, win the game, if everybody was fit, everybody was firing in the world, who would make my combined 11? And there are some very, very tough decisions in here. Starting first, it's the goalkeeping position. And of course here you've got a number of candidates. You could choose Neto, you could choose Sergio Rico, but for me it's down there between Kylian Navas and Marc-Andre ter Stegen. And I want to say first of all, Kylian Navas for me, over the years, he's a very, very underrated goalkeeper. I think even during his time at Real Madrid, he was never fully appreciated. I think he brought them a lot of success. He was very good for them for a long period of time. Even at Paris Saint-Germain last season, he was a big reason there why they actually got to the Champions League final. But even with that said, it has to be ter Stegen for me. Somebody there who can dominate between the sticks, somebody who's growing all of the time. He can pull off top saves, he can play with his feet, he can do it all. Ter Stegen starts as my goalkeeper. At left back, this was a little bit more straightforward. I don't think PSG particularly are blessed in terms of the left back side of things. Of course, they've got Kurzawa, they've got Bernat right now who's out injured, but of course if he was fit, would I play him? Probably not. Junior Firpo, he's not quite challenging Jordi Alba enough, and for me, quite comfortably, this would go the way there as a left back to Jordi Alba, who, much like his time at Barca, there's not a lot of competition pushing him for that place. When it comes to the right back position though, things are a little closer in terms of the competition. I think you've got there the likes of Florenzi at PSG. He's gone there this season. He's done very, very well coming in from Roma. They've replaced Meunier and probably upgraded in that position. And of course you've got Sergio Roberto, somebody who over the years has really adapted to that right back role. He can certainly give you a lot in terms of his quality on the ball, his technical ability, but defensively, that's where the question marks would be. And that is why here, even though those are two very good players, I would have to go with Serginho Dest. Now, some people may disagree on that. They may say that Dest has got much, much more to prove, and I would agree. We're still yet to see the very best of him. But if I was playing a Champions League final tomorrow, I'd want somebody on that side who could really hurt the opposition going forward. He's got the pace to recover defensively, and I would start Dest there, along with Alba as my fullbacks. Then we move on to a crucial part of the team, the spine there of our defence, the centre-backs. Who are you going to choose in that area? And there's a number of candidates. There's some really, really good young players. There's a good experience as well at centre-back. You could look at the likes of Kimpembe, of course Samuel Umtiti, World Cup winner with France, and Clement Lenglet too. You've even got the likes of Gerard Piqué, of course, who's been there, done it all, won it all. But for me, I wouldn't go with any of those players. I think they're all very good, and I think they're all very established and quality centre-backs, but for me, at the heart of my defence, I'd go with the blend there, a bit of youth in Ronald Araujo and Marquinhos, and I think those two as a duo, they would be world-class. They would dominate any back four in terms of leadership, in terms of physicality, in terms of athleticism. They tick every box, and they're very, very good with the ball. Araujo this season has been absolutely instrumental for Barca. He's been our best defender by a long, long way, and I think Marquinhos, somebody who Barca themselves have tried to sign over the years, and every single season for me at PSG, he gets better and better and better. I think he learned a lot from Thiago Silva in terms of leadership, and that's why, at the heart of my defence, Araujo and Marquinhos. get the nod. Into midfield then, and we have two positions here up for grabs, two players who can play at the base of our midfield, and of course there's plenty of different candidates from Miralem Pjanic. You've got players like Paredes, you've got Sergio Busquets, of course. Very, very difficult for me it was here to leave Busquets out of a combined 11. If we were going on the past, if we were going on previous success, of course he'd be in there. He would be in there absolutely every time, but this is on the now. We all know that as hard as it is to admit, Busquets' best years are behind him, and that's why here again, I would go with a blend of the two teams. On the one hand, I'd have Frenkie de Jong absolutely everywhere. He can get around that midfield, he can help you defensively, he's shown this season, he can get forward as well, he's added goals to his game, and he's become such a rounded midfield player. And alongside him, what a duo that would be, Marco Verratti. I think he's somebody, again, that Barca have targeted over the years. I think he would have slotted in brilliantly in our midfield, and he's still only 28 years old. He's still got the prime of his career ahead of him, playing some really good stuff. He can control things from midfield and keep everything ticking over. De Jong alongside Verratti in front of Araujo and Marquinhos. How good does that sound? And of course, given the fact here we are talking about a combined 11 between Barca and PSG, there is no doubt at all that the final four players, they've all got to be attack-minded players. They've all got to be forward-thinking, real handful for the defence. Of course, Messi's going to be in there. I mean, obviously, Messi is going to be in my team, and he is going to be the beating heart of that. Playing in the out-and-out 10 position, he's going to have options to his left, he's going to have options to his right, and he's going to have options down the middle too. On the left, I've gone here with his old teammate. They've combined absolutely brilliantly together. I would love to see them play together one day. I don't think it'll ever happen, but Neymar would take up the position there on the left-hand side. Doesn't matter what you think of him, whether you're still angry at him for leaving Barca, whether you think that he's too injury-prone, all of that stuff, when he can play. And technically here, for this Fantasy Champions League final, he would be fit, and for that reason, he would be in my team. Of course, I can't leave out Kylian Mbappe. He would play for me down the middle. I know for a lot of this season so far, and for much of his career actually, he has actually played out wide. He's sort of looked to exploit those gaps in behind fullbacks many, many times. You know what he can do in behind, rapid pace, absolutely electric and clinical in front of goals. So Messi, Mbappe and Neymar, what a combination that could be there. So many different kind of players, so much quality. But that final player, that right wing position, that extra forward there, that's my toughest choice. That by far and away was the most difficult decision that I had to make when it comes to this team, because there's so many good players, but it would be for me between Ansu Fati and Ousmane Dembele. And I think this is just such a difficult choice, because on one hand, you've got Ansu Fati, who's unbelievable. He can score goals, even at such a young age. We have seen him here take the world by storm, look like the next big thing. And honestly, it will be difficult to leave him out of any team. But at the same time, I look at what Dembele could bring to this team. The way that he could there play as an out-and-out winger, a pure winger, who could create for the likes of Mbappe, Neymar, Messi. I think Dembele there, blending in with all that attacking quality, that for me would be so exciting. It kills me, it really does, and it's so hard to do, even though this is just pretend. But I am going to have to leave Ansu out. Dembele just about gets the nod, and that there would be my combined Barca PSG 11. I've got 4 Paris Saint-Germain players. I've got 7 from Barca. Do you feel that's fair? Do you feel as though that's unfair to PSG? Let me know your combined 11s down below. Would this team win in a Champions League final? Would it get all the way and take home the trophy? I believe so. I honestly look at that, and there are so many good players, so many good combinations and duos out there as well in every single position. But still, it does hurt me to leave out the likes of Ansu Fati, and not just him either, but to leave out Pedri too. I'm sure they'll have their time. In combined 11s in years to come, they're going to be in there, and they're going to be the heart of those teams. Don't worry about that. But let me know your thoughts, guys. I'm very keen to know what you would do differently, or maybe you'd pick the same. I will see you soon, guys, here on the channel and also over on TALKFCB, with so much more build-up coming ahead of this clash. This was just a bit of fun, but the serious business, it's about to start. And I will see you soon. But until next time, as always, Vista El Barça.